Hi, besties. Welcome to today's episode of my podcast. My name is Caroline Kihiko, and you are listening to Mental Health Conversation with Caro podcast. If you are new here, welcome. And if you have been here before, thank you so much for always coming back. Today's episode, I want to start by asking you a question. How do you know that you're coping better when life still feels hard? Because sometimes healing doesn't usually show up as happiness, it doesn't always look like motivation or confidence. This episode is about noticing the quiet proof, the everyday moments that shows you that you're doing better than before, even when you feel like you have not healed completely. For a long time, I used to think that doing better meant that you're not crying anymore, you're not getting triggered, you're not feeling anxious or heavy every day, but that version of better is not realistic at all. Doing better doesn't mean life stopped hurting. It means you stopped how you respond or how you react to what is happening around you. You can still feel the pain, but you don't fall apart the same way that you used to. You still struggle with your mental health, but you don't lose yourself in it the way you used to do before, and that is what matters. Let's talk about what this looks like in real life. You notice what you are feeling instead of being swallowed by it. For instance, before something small that used to ruin your day, maybe it's a tone in someone's voice, a delayed reply from a friend or a family member, a stressful thought, you'd feel so overwhelmed without knowing why and what is happening. But nowadays, you catch it sooner before it ruins your life or your mental health. You say things like, I think I'm feeling anxious today. I think I feel so overstimulated, and this has made my old feelings resurface. That is awareness, and healing starts when we start noticing, we start naming what is bothering us, and awareness is a form of growth. Another way you can notice that you are doing better than you think is hard moments that used to ruin your life or damage you, they don't last as long as they used to be. Before, maybe one bad morning or one bad day could turn into a bad week. A mistake would replay in your mind for days. A conflict would completely drain you. But now, yes, it hurts, but you recover faster than the way you used to do. Maybe today your boss or your partner ruined your day. You don't want it to damage your whole day. You just get over it as fast as possible as compared to how you were doing earlier. That is one way that shows that you are doing much better than you think, even if you have not healed completely. The third thing is you don't attack yourself the way you used to do. You don't talk negatively about how you are feeling. You think about yourself before you speak unkind words to yourself. You extend the same compassion and kindness to yourself the same way you would extend to a friend who is struggling. You don't label yourself as weak or crazy, even on hard days, and that is a different way of viewing life. And that is one of the signs that shows that you are doing much better than the way you used to do. And that small shift may feel so small, but that is what changes everything, and that is what makes you heal much faster. Another way you would use to know that you are coping much better is you pause before reacting. For instance, before when something bad happened to you, you could get so triggered and you could react immediately. Maybe did something wrong to you, you would react immediately, maybe by abusing them, sending that abusive text, or maybe raising your voice at them, or maybe you can shut down completely. But nowadays, you pause, you don't respond right away, you take a break, you don't always react on everything. Even if you still react later, the pause is a proof that you are regulating yourself and your emotion better than the way you used to do. And that is one of the most amazing thing you can do for yourself. Another thing that can help you know that you're coping much better than you used to do is you ask for help sooner. Anytime you feel like you're struggling and everything is not going the right way, you don't wait until you are so tired, exhausted, or burnt out to ask for help. You usually normalize asking for help earlier because you can be able to salvage the situation. It's easy for you to say, I'm not okay today, I need support, Can you check on me? Can you do something for me? Letting yourself seek support and be supported by others is not weakness. It's a form of trust, and it shows that you are healing and you are doing much better than you used to do. The next thing that can make you know that you are doing quite better than you used to do is you rest differently. You don't wait for you to be fatigued, to be exhausted, to be burnout for you to rest. You don't treat rest as reward. You rest without guilt. You rest anytime you feel overwhelmed. You rest before fatigue knocks you down. You take breaks, you ensure that you have enough sleep, you allow yourself to slow down without having to explain to anybody. You choose to log off. Maybe it's work when you feel like this is too much and I cannot do this anymore. And that is a sign that you are doing much better and you are prioritizing yourself, your mental health, well being, and your rest. The next thing that can enable you to know that you're doing much better than you used to is you don't force fake positivity anymore. Before, you were always told to stay strong, be grateful with where you are, even when you are hurting or struggling. But now you let bad days to be bad days. You make use of the backward law whereby you don't fake positivity. You just have to feel your negative emotions anytime you feel they are there. You have to let the bad day be bad days without forcing yourself to fake positivity. You can even take time to tell yourself today feels heavy instead of I shouldn't feel like this. You allow emotions to flow within you without you trying to fix them. And that is a sign of strong emotional maturity. And this is one of the greatest way that shows that you are doing much better than you used to do. The next thing that shows that you are coping much better and putting yourself first is you set small boundaries in your day-to-day life. Before you say yes to anything, even to your friend, your family, and your partner, you have to put yourself first. You have the right to walk away when the conversation feels draining. You don't have to overextend yourself. Now you can leave meetings earlier. You can say that I'll get back to you later when I have the time. I'm not in a position to show up for you today. And you have decided to protect your time anytime, even having the will and being able to set small boundary. It shows that you are really growing and evolving and you are doing much better and coping much better than you think. Another thing that shows that you are coping much better than you think is you don't compare yourself. We all know that comparison is a thief of joy. You usually fight your own battles, trust your own timing, and do what works for you without trying to compare yourself with others. You understand that everyone is at the position they are supposed to do, and our timelines are different. You can't keep on comparing yourself with others, and while yourself you are building from scratch, while them they have maybe support system, they have backup, they have people who show up for them without even asking, while you don't have that. Avoiding comparison is a way that shows that you are coping much better than you used to do and you are focusing more on your progress rather than comparing yourself with others. Lastly, another thing that shows that you are doing much better than you used to do is you stay present instead of trying to escape from what's happening in your life. Before you used to numb yourself, to numb your pain, you would distract yourself to run away from your problem, you would avoid your feelings. But now you are comfortable sitting in with your discomfort. You journal, you breathe, you feel even when it's uncomfortable. Staying present is one of the strongest signs that you are doing much better than you used to do, and you should be proud of yourself for that. So today I want to urge you to take a moment, think about the past version of yourself, how you used to cope during hard times or when you are struggling. How did you handle those struggles then, and how are you handling the same struggles now? Would you be proud of what you are doing and how you are handling your problem, and let that answer sit with you? So, if you are there and you are listening to me and you are wondering whether you have made any progress in your healing, I want you to know that even if it's quiet, even if it's slow, even if no one is seeing it, coping better doesn't mean that you are done healing. It means that you are learning how to stay with yourself, and and that is something that you should be so proud of, and you should congratulate yourself because you are doing an amazing job. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I invite you to subscribe to my podcast on YouTube and follow me on my social media platform. And I love and appreciate you so much. Until next time, be kind to your mind, be safe, and always remember you are doing the best that you can to be the best version of yourself. This has been Mental Health Conversation with Caro. Bye.